Hello, and welcome back to Music Theory for Worship. Music Theory for Worship. We've talked about the meaning of that class, but we haven't yet quite put together music theory. What is music theory?
That is a bit of an element of what this class is, so let's dive into that.
First of all, music theory is theory. We tried to define what music was. Music theory is not music fact. It's people trying to understand music, trying to figure it out. And there are a lot of different ways to explain it, so
Shall we begin?
Here is our question. What is music theory? Music theory is the theory of what makes music work.
What makes music work?
Let's try it again. What is music theory?
It's the theory of what makes music work.
Work. Of course, what works for one person might not work for another. So
Right.
we have this kind of, but within our culture we say, that melody is just beautiful. I don't know why.
It works.
Yeah, that chord progression, it goes from there to there, and that's really nice.
It
I wonder
works.
why. How can we explain it? So it's the theory, not the fact, but it's the theory of what makes that music work. Proverbs 26, verse 2 says this: "The glory of God is to conceal a matter. It's the glory of kings to reveal a matter." God is glorified when he conceals something, when he shrouds it in mystery, wrapped in a conundrum.
Good choice of words. I would have gone with cocoon myself.
Yes. So that the farther we go, the deeper we go, the more we realize there's more out there. See, that's the glory of God, is to conceal a matter. You know what? I don't think there should be such a thing as a proud scientist. You think about it. The more you learn, the more you should come to the place of discovering, I don't know all there is. There's way more out there. The more I learn, the more I realize I don't know. And that's how it is for theory. But it is the glory of kings. Let's substitute for kings, leaders. If you want to be a leader in this world, then you want to be a king, It's the glory of leaders to search out a matter, to discover something. So that's why we're taking music theory for worship. So we discover how to make music work for others.
And therefore, God will be glorified as well as us leaders.
There you go. So music theory for worship, an important class, an important concept. We're exploring music. Now, the other day we mentioned this whole thing that we would call scale degree tendencies. Remember that? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Do. There it was. Those 7 or 8, if you count the do on both ends, are what we would call diatonic scale degrees. This is what drives Western music. So, we have our first question. The first question is, what is music theory? And the answer is,
The theory of what makes music work.
second question is, what drives Western music? And here's our answer. We're going to build it slowly. The answer
I was about to
is
give it away.
diatonic scale degree tendencies.
Scale degree tendencies.
We'll just say scale degree tendencies. Each scale degree has certain tendencies. Take a look at it on the example there. You see the scale. There's scale degree 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is the same as 1. Scale degree 1 we call tonic. We call it tonic because
Altoid just didn't seem to fit.
yeah, it's stable. It's the stable note. The next most stable note is the note 5.
Or dominant, for those of you who prefer.
We call it dominant because it's so strong. Those are both stable notes
Very stable.
in that order. 1 and then 5. The next note that is stable, considered stable, is the 3. We call that the
That's the mediant.
mediant.
Because,
Why
of
do we
course,
call it the mediant?
It's halfway between the tonic and the dominant.
There's 3. You know what? We put those 3 notes together, and we have what we call a tonic triad.
Or just a chord, if you would rather.
Yeah. Now that sounds stable, doesn't it?
Pleasing to the ears.
All right, but that's only 3 of our 7 notes. We've got 4 more of our diatonic. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Which is the same as 1.
Yeah. That means that there are 4 unstable notes. Which one would you say is the most unstable?
The most unstable, I would have to go with 7.
I would agree with you.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
definitely wanting to resolve. It is called the leading tone. See, it so strongly wants to move up. We can't think of anything to call it other than, well, that's the leading tone. It leads up to the tonic, and so its name is how it relates to the tonic. It's only half step away from the tonic also.
And that
Just a
half
half
step
step
has a
away.
very strong pull that it wants to go up.
The power of half steps. Never underestimate
Okay.
the power of half steps. Little
This goes
advice.
for you.
Little advice for you. So, 7, very unstable. Let's go up. Now the next one would take you by surprise as to which one is the most unstable. The second most unstable note, surprisingly, is 4.
The old 4.
All right. Now, sometimes when we've learned about primary chords, we think 1, 4, and 5. Those are stable. But no, scale degrees, it's 1, 3, and 5. They're stable. And 4 is, the ancient music theorists understood this well, very unstable. And it wants to go down to 3. That scale degree tendency is 4 wants to lean down to 3. Why?
It's a half step away again.
To half step away again. That's exactly right. Never underestimate
The power of the half
step.
step.
Never underestimate that. So 4 really wants to resolve down to 3. As a matter of fact, you put those at more later. Okay, so 7 is very unstable. 4 is unstable. And then you still have 2 more scale
Yeah,
degrees.
2 and 6.
2 and 6, okay. Now 4 is called the subdominant. Again, always in relationship to the tonic. So if the dominant is a fifth above the tonic, then the 4 would be a fifth below the tonic. That brings us to the second scale degree. There's number 2. That is also unstable. So unstable, 7, and then 4, and then 2. Where does 2 want to go? 2 wants to go down to 1. That's why we call it the
Subtonic.
Supertonic.
Supertonic, because it's above tonic.
Again, everything's in relationship to tonic. So it is supertonic, and it wants to go down to tonic. And then the last one is scale degree 6, which kind of gently wants to go down to 5. 6 is called the
Submediant.
submediant because, of course, 4 is the subdominant. And what's halfway between tonic and subdominant?
The submediant.
Scale degree 8, 4, 6 would be halfway in between.
Well, if you like
So
to
those-
think about it this way, you have the median, which is a third above, the submediant, a third below.
That helps a lot. Stable pitches 1, 3, 5, or 1, 5, and 3. And then we have 2, 4, 6, and 7, which is all unstable. A good way to discover this is to play a harmonica. We'll get to that in the next lesson.